In 1035, he plundered the celebrated stone church of Ardbracken in Meath, burned 200 men inside, and carried another 200 off into captivity. So, nobody is perfect, I suppose. Hi guys, Christopher, Norse Rain. I'm still here in Dublin on the Emerald Isle, which isn't the worst place to be if you're interested in Viking history. In fact, 5 of the largest cities in Ireland is actually founded by the Vikings. That includes Dublin, Wexford, Waterford, Cork and Limerick. And there is also a great number of other historical sites from the Viking Age all around the country. Today I will be showing you some footage from a hike I recently did to Howth, northwest of the city of Dublin. If you follow the path around the peninsula, you'll get some really nice views of the sea and the cliffs. And you'll also find a historic building here from the latter part of the Viking Age. There are also trails throughout the forest parts of Howth, and if you watch till the end of the video, I have a little surprise, which is another historic site which dates back to around 3,500 years BC. We traditionally mark the start of the Viking Age with the attack on Lindisfarne in 793. Now, the first attack on Ireland was a couple of years later, and that's probably because it takes a bit longer to sail from Norway to Ireland. England is a bit closer. So the first attack on Ireland was in 795. We're not really sure where the first attack took place, but it was either on Rathlin Island or Lambay Island. In the Annals of Ulster, which is a compilation of historical events recorded by Christian monks, we can read about this attack in 795, and I quote, "The burning of Recru by the heathens, and Sai was overwhelmed and laid waste." End quote. Now, Recru is a place name, and it is either referring to a place on Lambay Island or a place on Rathlin Island. We're not really sure which one it is. In the years to come, there were a great deal of these events recorded in the annals, and in the Annals of the Four Masters, we have a record of a attack specifically at Howth in the year of 819, and I quote, "The plundering of Eder by the foreigners, who carried off a great prey of women." Before Howth became known as Howth, it was called Bin Eder, translating into English as Eder's Peak. Eder was once a great ruler of Howth, and to this day locals continue to use the Irish name. It was later renamed by the Vikings to Hufud, which means head or headland in Old Norse, but over time the name was anglicized and became known as Howth. If you do come here for a hike, I also recommend checking out the tiny hidden beach, which you can find on Google Maps as a tiny hidden beach. It's a bit of a steep descent from the path, but it's a very nice spot to cool down with a dip and also to check out the marine life. Now, the historical site at Howth from the Viking Age is St. Mary's Church, which later turned into St. Mary's Abbey. The ruins of the abbey still stands today. It is thought that the Viking king of Dublin, Sitric Silkbeard, built the abbey in 1042, same year as he died actually. He was also responsible for building the much grander Christ Church Cathedral in Dublin around 1028. Sigtrygg was a Hiberno-Norse king, which means that he was of both Gaelic and Norse ancestry. Hiberno-Norse people, also known as Norse Gaels, emerged in the Viking Age as Vikings who settled in Ireland and Scotland intermarried with Gaels, and adopted their culture. Sitric was, according to the Oxford Dictionary of National Biography, amongst several things, a benefactor of the church, a title he might have earned from a pilgrimage he did to Rome in 1028, and for building the Christ Church Cathedral and St. Mary's Church. Though it's also worth mentioning that he also raided and plundered churches, abbeys, and cathedrals in Wales and Ireland. In 1035, he plundered the celebrated stone church of Ardbraccan in Meath, burned 200 men inside, and carried another 200 off into captivity. So, nobody is perfect, I suppose. During the latter part of the Viking Age, several Christian churches popped up as the Vikings were being converted to Christianity, and several of these buildings are still standing today, like St. Mary's Abbey. Unfortunately, the same is not true for buildings where they would worship the Norse gods. These heathen temples were called Howths, and so far we only have archaeological finds of about a handful of these in Scandinavia. But this week it has been confirmed that a Howth has been located on the west coast of Norway. This is very exciting news, and I'm planning to make a video specifically about this in the near future. Now for the surprise I told you about earlier. There is also another very old monument at Howth that predates St. Mary's Abbey's by quite a bit. It's situated in the forest parts of Howth, and if you didn't know about it, you'd probably walk right past it. I'm referring to the Howth Dolmen, or Aidin's grave, a megalithic portal tomb which is estimated to have been erected in 3500 BC. There are remains of over 1,000 megalithic tombs around Ireland, but this one has a good story to it. According to folklore, Aidin's grave is said to be the burial place of Aidin, the wife of Oscar, son of Oystein. Oscar was the bravest of all the Fianna, who slew 3 kings in his first battle. He died at the Battle of Gabra, and it is said that Aidin died in grief at her loss. So Oystein buried her at Howth and set a cairn over her, a burial which is usually reserved for great warriors or kings. If you like this kind of content, Viking history, hiking, and seeing the places where historical events actually took place, then like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out the channel a lot, so much appreciated. My posting schedule is still once a week every Sunday, so check out Norse Rain next Sunday for a new video. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for updates and Viking related news, so check out the description below for links. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.